Today I'm at Yonge and Go, a subdivision by Pratt Homes that was built in 2021. So the area is 4 to 5 years old. It is a part of a master plan for the 739 development, in a sense, where there's going to be 1,367 livable residents, mainly towns, stackable towns, and a few 6-story condo buildings. In this video today, I'm going to go through a few streets. I'm going to talk about pricings. I'm going to talk about parking, a few parks in the area as well, and most important, who is the buyer? I'm Mark Turkoff from Right Home Realty, and I'm here to help you make better decisions. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more information on the Barrie real estate. If this area is not for you, lots of options in the community. This development here that we're going to go through the prices, as I mentioned, 525 to 605 I'm seeing this year, and there's lots of other areas in the community that have similar price points. This is just a new area. So let's get right into it. I'm on Fairlane right now. Now, this is a large street. It's got a combination of back-to-back towns. When I say back-to-back, one's in front, one's in back, no rear yards. When I flip the camera around, you're gonna get an idea of one side of the street. Price points, 525 area for 3-bedroom that I'm gonna show you. What I like, decent floor plans, lots of parking. What I found coming through here this morning is that I feel for most of this subdivision, the builder did it right when it comes to parking. This is rare in a new subdivision. I've done a few now, and you can go back to some of my videos, and I often talk about parking, how limited it is, and that impacts a sale. Someone has 2 or 3 cars, guess what? They're not going to be taking a spot that has 1 car. It's just not going to work for them. One thing I want to mention, this is a large development area, lots of townhomes. When I see purchases back a few years ago, who is the buyer? GTA buyer, of course, first-time buyer mainly, and investors. There are a lot of investor properties here. How can you tell if they're investor properties? Well, I'm sure on our video tour today, I'll point some of them out. Hint, properties that aren't well maintained for the most part. And I'm not saying all tenants are bad, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying some don't look after the properties, and it shows. So the backyards, there's none, as I mentioned, but they have a large deck out front facing street. That's the rear yard. This is very common in new developments today in this community. I'm going to show the other side of the street that has decent parking, mostly 3-bedroom townhomes, the odd 2, not many. And this side has rear yards. So you're going to see an increase in price point for that. And parking that I see on this side still, you could manage to get 2 vehicles in there, which is a bonus. Flip the camera around. So parking for 2, new subdivision. There's going to be lots of children in the area. As I mentioned, there will be a few investor properties as well and rental units. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of massive subdivisions like that. That's just my take on it. What attracts people to this location is, one, the amenities, and the GO station is footsteps away. Makes it very easy for a commuter. This entire area is freehold. There is 1 or 2 streets in this development. We're going to go through one of them later on. Has a pottle, which is a parcel of tied land. So basically that means the city doesn't maintain the street. So that comes out of the homeowner's pocket, in a sense, for maintaining of the road, maintaining snow plowing, etc. You're also going to see many different styles of townhomes, and that reflects in price points. I saw a few when I checked the board this morning that have sold end units low 6s, which is pretty decent for considering the market that we're in. I actually expect a little bit lower, so I was quite surprised. As I mentioned, it's a large development. You're gonna see catwalks going through from street to street. Schools, a couple schools in the area. In the video, near the end, I always add something to every video that I do in the neighborhood, everything within 5 minutes. In that last part of it, I cover off shopping, I cover off schools, I cover off park, I cover off beaches. So make sure you watch to the end, because there's some great content coming your way. See, exterior is brick, vinyl siding, and on the rear, it's finished off with vinyl siding as well. So I know you're gonna ask, where's it located? Southeast Barrie. Best boundaries to communicate that, Mapleview and Yonge. I like the southeast. It's not as busy as the southwest end of Barrie. One drawback, sometimes it can take a little time to get out of these subdivisions due to traffic flow. With the increased development in the area, traffic flow is busier. And over the last 5 to 10 years, we've seen the city, expand the roads to make it, traffic flows increase. They have to do something. It's a good thing that they've accommodated that. There's a big need for it. There is going to be expansion of this area, and I will show that. So we're going to see more development of townhomes to the right of me, Don't know the amount of units, but I anticipate a few hundred anyway. Maybe we might see a condo building in there as well, only 6 stories high. So we're on Gateland. You're going to see very similar designs, maybe different brick styles. And one of the last streets we're going to definitely show off a different style of townhome. Flip this camera around. So depending on the elevation, you're going to see some stairs going up. Look at the parking change. You can still get one and one on the side, which is still decent, right? Also, there's going to be no parking signs, which is definitely a plus, especially for a community of this size. Lots of traffic, lots of roads to go into. It would be a maze without some kind of enforcement. Very similar price points as I mentioned. 2-bedroom, $525 and lower. 3-bedroom, $575. And unit, you're in the low 6 range. Why I think people like this area is basically the location. Down to the waterfront, you're 5 minutes away. Shopping's 2 minutes away. So lots of good amenities within this community here. A lot of first-time buyers are very attracted to new builds, new construction. Some of these layouts are very small. Floor plans are small. Even though it's 1,150 square feet, I find living areas are very small. Bedrooms were okay sizes, but the overall living space, kitchen, dining, and living room were very small. Some of these floor plans would work for a young professional couple, but I feel a family would be definitely impacted by some of the sizes for sure. Next week, I'm going to go to some older areas and focus on some of the older townhomes locations. They offer the viewer some choice. In the last few weeks, I've been focused on some new areas. It's easy to get them done, and they're pretty close to one another. And I've had some talking points from people saying, can you do some for certain locations? So I've tried to accommodate that as well. I'm also going to do a video on detached properties. I'm going to have under 600,000. So that means I'm going to be driving to a few locations, but what I've been seeing in the market a little bit, and with that first-time buyer, is they're torn between a town or do I go a detached? When they go detached, they have to be prepared that the home is going to be older. It's going to be not updated. It's going to need some work. So my experience with first-time buyers, they get scared easily when they see work. You have to be ready for that. I'm not saying the work is bad, but there's going to be some work most likely needed in that low price point for a detached in this community today. And on to Cherry Hill. Now, you heard me talk about a parcel of tied land. This is one of the streets that is not maintained by the city of Barrie. So there is a pottle fee. Usually, you know what, I've seen them $110, $122, more in different areas, but expect to pay that. No rear yards on this street. Parking, let me flip this camera around. Parking is limited, like barely, that's a car. So no parking signs. So company guests, 2-car families, they're gonna say the street's not for you. No rear yards, as I mentioned. Large patio up top, but no rear yards. So price points, same kind of thing. $525, depending if it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, you're gonna be $550 and above. You will not get 6 for these right now. What I'm actually seeing with these back-to-back towns in newer communities as well, I've covered off in content, price points around the same, $550, $575, depending on the finishes, depending how the home is maintained, etc. If you want more information on the Barrie real estate market, give me a call at 705-95300, or you just might have a question. Leave it in the comment or give me a call or drop me a text. So we're heading on to Turnberry at the back of the development. Different style of construction, more contemporary, definitely would attract a young buyer, young professional. Flip this camera around. Garages are in the back. Lots of windows, which I like. the street will be quieter because it doesn't kind of wraps around, but the people that are mainly on it, it's on an en route to basically some other streets. Back in the COVID times, these were selling mid 7s to 8s, 850. And now they're around the price points that I've communicated several times throughout this video. You will see the odd 2-bedroom in here, but as I mentioned, mainly 3-bedroom. We're still in Turnberry, so homes to my right all have rear yards. Again, same price points. Not much is going to change, but you can kind of a little bit different style. So we've shown a few styles in this subdivision area today. And some of the finishes are good. Some of the floor plans are great, but my suggestion to a new buyer is pick the right floor plan. It is critical. I've noticed so many with very shallow living spaces, their hard sells down the road. This will not be your forever home. You will sell it at some point. Again, the main demographic, first-time buyers. With walking the community in here, I've seen some older demographic, mid-50s, so possibly some downsizers. Final thoughts on the community. Been 4 or 5 years. Great and ideal for a commuter to the city for employment. I love the southeast area. I like the amenities. I like that it's close to waterfronts, and it's just not as busy and heavy traffic flow as the southwest end. One thing, parking will be something that you're gonna have to pick the right unit. Got 2 cars, pick the right one. You want a driveway that can accommodate 2 vehicles. It helps for resale. I can't stress that enough. Pick the right floor plan. Get a small, shallow living space. It really works for now, but it won't work down the road, and you gotta sell that unit down the road. So then you limit your demographic for that property. But overall, I like the area. I like that it's close to schools. There's a few parks. There's a fabulous pickleball court and park area that I'm going to show. So definitely into the end, because there's some great amenities in the area. Any questions? I'm Mark Turkoff from Right Home Realty. I'm here to help you make better real estate decisions today. The beach is Barrie's most popular water destination. Sandy beaches, playground equipment, splash pads, and so much more.